against these Vikings, getting a couple shots on them with the Stalkers there, and actually hitting his own Colossus, which must be a mistake, taking down some of the shields. Colossus coming up using those extended thermal lands to their advantage, taking a couple of pot shots at these bunkers, getting them down into the orange. Vikings coming up, knocking those Colossus away, and those Stalkers couldn't come in and do enough damage. Optical microing those Vikings very, very effectively. Meanwhile, down here in this bottom right, Optical is really just going right at it, and I don't think Theory knew this was here when he tried to put down this pylon and this gas, but there are a couple Stalkers down here dealing with it. Look at the whole army is rushing down here, and Theory is clearly quite rattled by the fact that this is down here, and look how well saturated it is. There's so many SCVs down here, and they are repairing this as it's flying away. Mule, everything, but he is losing a lot of SCVs here. Workers killed now up to 6, 7, 8, 9, 11, 12, 13. So just cleaning that out is Theory, and you look at the Harvester count. It's actually bringing him back into the game, actually, because Optical had that third for a very long time, and Theory did not. So now it's 55 all, as you see that Nexus go down, and it's going to force Optical to get a new third. You do see a sweep, presumably to deal with that Observer that was sort of hovering over there. Ghost on the way, though, from Opticalrh. Twilight Council from Theory. A couple more Colossus coming out. You take a look at the units tab really quickly. There are 4 Colossus, 9 Stalkers, and 5 Sentries, as well as 12 Zealots for Theory, 10 Marauders, 3 Medevacs, 9 Vikings, and 10 Marines for Optical. And those 9 Vikings, as I mentioned a little bit earlier, are going to be so effective against these Colossus. Going to make it very difficult for Theory to deal with these, and it might even make him consider moving into High Templar or Storms or something like that. You see he is split here, presumably waiting for the drop, which he actually caught. There are a couple of drop shits up here in the top right corner, but he caught those flying over with this pylon. Let's see what Optical does to them. I think he knows he's caught, but he's just sort of hanging out here in the top right corner, and he's free to do that as long as he wants. Eventually, Theory's gonna, he's gonna moving out of here. It looks like. Sort of hanging around slightly. Do you see this orbital command actually made it away from Opticalrh, which is surprising. It's nice that he didn't lose that. He can place that down somewhere else. Doesn't have to rebuild a new third, so that's a positive for him. Templar Archives aren't on the way, so it looks like High Templars or Archons aren't in the cards for Theory. You know, Archons are great units in terms of tanking units. They have so much shields, not too much health once you get through those shields, so those EMPs and those ghosts could prove a huge problem, but Theory bringing out another Observer here. Extended Thermal Lance is done, as I mentioned. Let's see what kind of research he gets out of this Twilight Council, if any, or if he just got it for the Templar Archives. We'll have to wait and see. Oh, looks like actually he's getting charged out of that, so he's going to put it to use. Do you see a third coming down at the high yield for RH as this pylon gets dealt with, and that's going to probably tell Theory, okay, he's advancing into this high yield. I'm not sure if he actually saw that command center go down. Let's take a look at the vision. Yes, he did. So he knows that's there. This third, though, from RH has settled down in the 6 o'clock position, so there actually are 4 bases up for RH. In terms of Harvester count, it's 63 over 61, slight advantage to Theory, but Theory just now getting his third Nexus up and saturated, although it is he's done it quite quickly, actually, which is well done. Archons on the way. A couple of photon cannons as well. You see a Zealot was trying to hold down the Xel'Naga Tower, got absolutely steamrolled as Opticalrh is pushing into the natural. It looks like, look how many Vikings there are. And there's me, there's me lagging out with my blackout, which makes me so sad. But here comes the huge push. Colossus getting so many extended thermal lands. Look how effective they are, but look how effective these Vikings are, doing so much damage. These Colossus going down so quickly. They are just absolutely made ineffective by these Vikings, but I think they've done enough damage to clean this up. It's hard to see because there's so many Vikings in the way. I like how RH has positioned these over the unit, so it's hard for Theory to click on what he wants to click on. And yeah, I mean, you take a look as they fly away, not too much left here, and actually Optical is saving a lot of these Vikings by getting them out of there, but RH's push is made absolutely useless there by Theory. I mean, he did a really good job. You know, if you're going to lose your Colossus anyway in a situation like that where there's 8 Vikings, you might as well get as much damage on them as you can. But there's a drop here in the main. Really well done by RH, bringing those those Medevacs, excuse me, out of that top right corner and doing some really good damage. Didn't get too many high value targets. A couple of gateways. Let's see if you got any workers. Not really. 18 workers killed at this point by Theory, but it's really just to keep him in the game. 64 over 63 advantage to Opticalrh. Look at supply. Optical is quite far ahead, actually. Theory's going to have to rebuild all these Colossus really quick. A lot of those Vikings survived. I don't think he got a single one of these Vikings. Look how many there are. 4, 8, 12, 13 Vikings. That's just so many, and it's going to be so effective against these Colossus. They come out. Archons on the way, a couple of Immortals as well. Although, you know, Immortals are normally a counter to siege tanks. Don't really see any siege tanks, so I'm not exactly sure what that's about. Medevacs on the way. barracks coming down for Optical RH. We do see, look how oversaturated he is at his natural. That's kind of a problem for him. Not too much saturation here at his high yield. You would expect him to move some of those SCVs over there to get that saturated, but we do see what looks like to be a push out of Theory. Only one Colossus here, a couple of Archons, a lot of tier 1 units. Keep in mind he does have charge lots. He does have 202 upgrades, which is really nice. Optical does have 1-2 upgrades, so that's solid for him as well, but there's going to be maybe a slight advantage. Optical using this factory as a scout, which I really like. You do see ground weapons level 3 actually on the way from our protest players, so that's really impressive. A couple more barracks going down from RH to try and deal with the amount of extra minerals he has. Look at that, so many, and he's trying to get more units out quicker. Ghosts on the way. Let's see if we can see some EMPs. I mean, look for the drop here as medevacs come out. Don't see any. It's really nice pincer movement last game. Do see Theory moving in, though, to this 4th, and there's nothing here from RH. Way out of position in terms of his army to defend this. Let's see if this goes down this time. Trying to repair are these SCVs. I don't think so, says the charge lots, dealing with them so quickly. And Theory, he's just not, for some reason, he's not destroying this. I'm not sure why. Leaving one Archon on it, I don't think it's going to be quite enough to destroy it. I could be wrong. If he can get into the red, gonna be close. No, I think Optical's gonna save that. Once again, you know, Theory, I'm not sure why he's pulling out so early. Trying to get back in position, I guess. As you see, he is getting rid of these destructible rocks at his high yield, but it would have taken like an extra 2 seconds and he would have been able to kill this orbital command. It's the second time this orbital command has gotten away after being found and had its SCV buddies destroyed. Let's take a look at workers killed really quickly. 28 workers killed right now for Theory. Very impressive. When you look at the Harvester tab, it is 68 over 59 now, advantage to Theory. So the first time he killed all those SCVs, got himself back in the game from a macro standpoint. The second time, he actually put himself ahead. Now we do see a bunch more Archons on the way. 3 now, as well as a Colossus. You see he sort of shied away from those Colossus after seeing those Vikings. Here comes a sweep we just saw from Optical RH, checking out what's down here in terms of army composition, and he must be kicking himself for building so many Vikings to deal with only one Colossus. A Ghost on the way, nice EMP, doing really good damage on that Archon, taking out about a quarter of its shield. Here we go again. Once again, this look how quickly this Colossus is going down. But these charge lots coming in, surrounding this Vikings up on the high ground, doing some decent damage. You do see Theory looks to be, it's going to be very, very close. I'm not exactly sure who's going to win this. It looks like maybe Theory, this Archon can't get involved back here. It needs to get that involved. But it looks like Optical is pushing through here, taking care of this pylon here, and Theory is in trouble. Do you see he is trying desperately to defend here. Archon going down. That's a huge blow. All of those stalkers going down. Optical pushing in. There's a GG from Theory, and it's a really well-won game from Optical RH. Keep in mind this is best of 3, guys. This was the quarterfinals of the Zeke Daily Tournament about 2 weeks ago, and I was broadcasting this one live until my computer died on me with when I suffered a blackout. But I will be bringing you Game 2, and this has been Kuise for the Contraband Esports Network. I will see you guys in the next game.